Yo, what's going on, guys? It's Houston Sports Talk back in a video today, and today I wanted to talk about, as a Houston Texans fan, my reaction to winning the AFC South. A little late on this one, as it was about 3:25 when or 3:15 when the Houston Texans won the AFC South after the Tennessee Titans won against the Jacksonville Jaguars 28-20. And I'll be honest, everybody, I didn't really know what to think about it when this happened. I really didn't, and a part of me was so excited that this team was able to win the division. I was already so proud of this team already. I'll be honest, everybody. The Texans could have lost last night, and I still would have been proud of them. They've came a long way, and my attitude going into last night's game was win or lose. I'm not disappointed in this team. I am proud of this team every step away this season. I mean, hell, they could have lost the last two games, and I'm proud of them. The way they played this year. You could have gone 8-9. Hell, you could have gone 7-10, and that's still a way bigger improvement. And not only bigger improvement, but the future is a big thing as well. But for this team to go 10-7 and win the division, I'll be honest, I was a little lopsided about winning the division at first. I was so excited that this team was able to accomplish that. I was also so excited that this team would get the chance to host a playoff game at NRG Stadium. But something my brain was going to was matchups. I'll always go outside of the box. And facing a team that and I hate to think negative, especially when it was a game where we were missing C.J. Stroud and Will Anderson Jr., and those are two guys who we have now back. Now, Will Anderson Jr. is not 100% healthy, but a week later, maybe he might be. C.J. Stroud, look at the way he played last night. Not worried about him at all. But the Browns, they do have, you can say, the best defense in the NFL. I don't know if anybody can name a better defense in this league. You can make the argument for the 49ers and the Ravens, but the Browns do have the best defense in the NFL. But if you don't include two dump touchdowns that the Texans scored at the end of the game, when both of the Browns and Texans starters were playing in that game, sure, Texans without C.J. Stroud and Will Anderson Jr., the Texans were getting beat 36-7. And as we can talk about how C.J. Stroud was not in that game, but C.J. Stroud does not play defense, and what happened with Amari Cooper in that game, I still think is unacceptable. And I think this defense has made a huge comeback since then. I thought we did a really good job against Michael Pittman Jr. Now, Jonathan Taylor, with what he did, he's a great running back, but I think it was ridiculous that we almost gave it 200 rushing yards. I thought we stopped the Titans pretty well. D-Hop had a solid game, but I thought we did really well with him, and even Derrick Henry for the second straight time this season. But in my mind was going to that I would rather face the Kansas City Chiefs in the wild card than the Cleveland Browns. The Browns have a better defense. The Browns, in my opinion, have a better offense as well. And go to the one option. You're playing at home against a really good team, and then on the other option, you're going on the road against a little bit of a worse team, or a really worse team. The Chiefs are great. They just won the Super Bowl, but Mahomes doesn't have anybody to throw the ball to besides Kelsey, and Kelsey's at times has struggled. So if you just guard him really well, I don't know who Mahomes is going to get the ball to. Maybe Rashee Rice. But the only thing I'd really be afraid of with facing the Chiefs is going up against that defense and dealing with that crowd. But here's the thing. For the Texans to get to that 6 seed where the Chiefs are the 3 seed in the 6-3 matchup, the Texans would have needed the Dolphins to beat the Bills, which the Dolphins lost 21-14. So I would much rather the Houston Texans play the Browns at home than play the Buffalo Bills on the road. That's a hard place to play, especially in this time of year with the weather. Texans have not played a lot of cold games this season, and I think that would have been a hard game for the Texans to win. And a lot of other teams have had a hard time beating Buffalo on the road in the playoffs as well in the recent years. And I'm much more comfortable with the Texans being at home against the Browns, even though they have a top-tier defense with one of the best defensive players in the NFL with Myles Garrett and an amazing quarterback, Joe Flacco, who's in my opinion, should win Comeback Player of the Year. I know DeMar Hamlin, his story is great. Sure, we can talk about all you want, but Joe Flacco deserves that award. And then Amari Cooper, I don't know what his status will be going into this matchup, but they have some great weapons on offense with Jerome Ford and David Njoku, the tight end, who just had an amazing performance against the Jets in their not their last game, but their last game when they played all their starters. They played today against the Bengals, but did not play any of their players. Joe Flacco didn't play, Amari Cooper didn't play, and David Njoku didn't play. Now, I don't think Jerome Ford played either. I'm much more confident in the Texans beating the Browns at home than having to go to Buffalo. Now, Kansas City on the other end, it's not only do I feel like we could beat Kansas City on the road, I feel like we can take them down. Other teams have proven this year that they can take them down. Detroit has. I know Detroit's a little bit more up there. Las Vegas did it. Even I'm pretty sure Denver did it too. I mean, Denver even beat them in Kansas City, if I'm not mistaken. So teams have been able to go into Kansas City and win this year. Or wait, no, I'm sorry. I think when Denver beat Kansas City, it was in Denver. My bad. But teams have went into that stadium and beat them this year. You've seen it multiple times, and also it would have been such a cool moment to beat them after what happened 4 years ago, 4 years ago when the Texans were up 24-0 against the Chiefs in the divisional round, and we blew that lead and lost 51-31. I'm sorry to give my fellow Texans fans bad memories right there, but it would have been great revenge. And if you would have not won, it would have been tough. But I felt like that you get the chance to go into Kansas City and get them for what happened to us 4 years ago, and then what set our franchise off. I mean, I'm so glad that we had those 3 bad years. I hated it at the time, but to know that we were going to get this stud of a quarterback and C.J. Stroud in the future, I'm so glad we had those terrible years, knowing that we got this guy throwing the ball for us, and just to go back into Kansas City, and I know all that stuff has ended. We're heading the right direction, but to officially put it to bed by beating them, which they've been in the AFC Championship game the last last 4 seasons, or maybe even more than that. They won the Super Bowl last year. The year before, they made it to the AFC Championship game. The year before, they made it to the Super Bowl, lost. The year before that, they made it to the Super Bowl and won. The year before that, they lost in the AFC Championship game. So the last 5 seasons they've been in the AFC Championship game. So to take them out in the first round and get revenge, that would have been great. But that wasn't an option, because if with the Bills winning, we would have been the 7th seed if the Jags won. And ultimately the Texans are now playing the Cleveland Browns, and I'm so proud of I'm so proud of our guys that we were able to, do this well in the season and make it to the playoffs, and not only make it to the playoffs, but win the division and have a 10-7 record. It actually doesn't surprise me that the Texans had this much success. One thing is the Texans had an easy schedule, but I also saw a lot of talent. I thought the defense going into the season, I went to Texans-Dolphins preseason game earlier in the year when the Texans played the Dolphins in the preseason, and I took somebody with me, and me and this person at the game were having a conversation of, what are our expectations for the Texans going into this season, and I said I thought the Texans would get in the area of 6 to 9 wins. Now I know they got one over than my expectation. I said at the least, which I think the Texans will get more, they get 6 wins on the season. But at the most, I can see this team getting 9 wins, and probably will get either 8 or 9 wins on the season. There were games throughout the season that the Texans won that I didn't think they would win, but there was also games this season that the Texans lost that I thought they would win. But this was such a great year for this team, man, and this was one of my favorite years watching this team. It was so great watching those 2 years when the Texans made it to the playoffs in 2018, 2019 with Deshaun, but this one feels so much more different, and our future feels so much better, and I can't wait to watch with D'Amico as the head coach and C.J. Stroud as a rookie quarterback and Will Anderson Jr. lining up for the defensive line. And all these guys, I mean, we're 10-7. It's only their first year together. It's C.J. Stroud's rookie year. It's Will Anderson Jr.'s rookie year. And it's D'Amico's first year as a head coach. And we're in the playoffs. And we have won the division. So the future is bright. And as much as I was thinking about matchups in this situation, I'm so excited that this team will host a playoff game, and the city of Houston will get a chance to go watch their team fight in the playoffs. And win or lose, like I said, this season is not a disappointment. So let's not focus on matchup scenarios where the Texans have a better chance, because let's just go out there and support this team throughout this playoff journey, and let's go and hope for the best for this team, man. Let me know your thoughts on the Houston Texans winning the AFC South. First time they won the AFC South since the 2019 season, when the season they beat the Buffalo Bills in the wild card and then lost to the Chiefs in the divisional round. So yeah, let me know your thoughts on the Texans winning this division in the comment section, and peace out.